I'm stuck in my own damn mind. I can't seem to find a way out. Every thought road that I get on seem like something bad coming out of my mouth. Well, I'm walking, but I don't.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's Thundercat here again. Today's probably going to be a little bit of more of a tricky one to watch. Just because it's a sort of a heavy subject. Not sort of, it is a heavy subject. And I hope that I can clear up some of the ideas behind this whole thing. And I'm not really going to let you guys know just yet. I'll wait till the end of the video to kind of wrap up how I feel about this, but we're going to talk about abortion today. And there is a girl, I found a video online, and she gives her experience of having an abortion and what it's like. And so we'll talk our way through it. And I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I will drop the video in the description box so you can watch the whole thing if you choose to. But we'll try to sum it up and see if we can shed some light on what this abortion thing is really like. So here we go.
So I decided to make this video because there's not a lot about it on YouTube. I know when I was going through this, I was looking for all the help I could get and people's stories and experiences.
Okay, so right there, she knows that she's getting ready to make a really heavy decision. Just bear that in mind. At least she's got that much maturity to. She knows the weight of what's getting ready to happen.
Just to see what it was going to be like and if I could go through with it and just trying to validate my decision. So here we go. So I found out on May 19th of 2015 this year, at 19 years old, that I was pregnant.
Okay, so she's gonna go through the whole setup, and it's here pretty basic experience. She finds out, she goes and gets a pregnancy test. She does sort of a mature thing. She gets with her friends and they talk about it. So that's at least a step in the right direction. She shows some level of maturity. She says she's 19 when this whole thing goes down. So let's get over here to where she starts breaking it down a little bit for you. And go.
So I was, besides my friends, I had nobody. And I didn't tell a lot of people. I told like my two closest friends. And that was it, because I needed someone to talk to. That's a big thing to go through. So yeah, it sucked. Anyway, so we get into the doctor's office and I do the test. He comes in, says, "Congratulations, you are pregnant." And I said, "Oh." And he's like, "Well, is that what you want?" And I was like,
Okay.
"Well, no, like, I don't know."
Yeah, so in this video, she also breaks it down or explains that she spoke to her boyfriend about this, and they had already kind of made up their minds. They pretty much knew that if they were faced with this, the abortion was probably going to be the answer. She doesn't really explain how they came to that decision. But it's pretty clear that that decision was already sort of premeditated. She knew that she wasn't interested in having a baby. There we go. So let's continue.
I don't know. It was weird to be congratulated about it. I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah, that was it. I called my boyfriend again and I said, "Hey, like, yeah, it's I'm pregnant."
So he says abortion at this point.
I need some time to think about this, and
So she explains that the boyfriend immediately comes out and says abortion because it seems clear that they've had this conversation. before. So let's get ahead here.
Entries, but things happen. So in the morning I woke up and I decided abortion is what I wanted. So I called the Kensington Clinic in Calgary, and since I don't live in...
So it's pretty clear that she understands. You can see on the look on her face, and you'd see the tone of her voice and the way she presents it. She sort of steps around it, but it's pretty obvious. She knows that she's making a really heavy decision. And this is where I come in with the people that are at women's marches and celebrating abortions. They're like, yay, abortions and women's rights. And abortion is never that easy of a thing. It's never that easy of a decision. And we're going to get closer to why it's not here in just a second in her video. And again, I'll wrap it up at the end.
A city that has an abortion clinic, I would have to wait until I was 6 weeks along in order to have a surgical procedure. So I was 5 weeks and 6 days at the time.
Okay, that's important.
Weeks, yeah, just 5 weeks, 1 day when I found out. So I had to wait 9 days in order to go. By that time, I was 6 weeks, 3 days.
Okay, 6 weeks, 3 days. That's important. And because of where she explains where she lives, whatever, that's why she couldn't get in at whatever point in time. But we know through science, through ultrasounds, everything, at 6 weeks there is a heartbeat. There is a baby in there. It's not a group of cells. There's a baby growing in there.
My abortion was scheduled for the 29th of May. Yeah, so the day comes, and
so she's going to break down. She's going to break down her experience at the actual clinic, and we'll sort of jump ahead on that a little bit. I think it's about right there.
You go sit in a room full of girls who are dressed the same that are also waiting for this procedure to be done. So while you're waiting, you get called into an ultrasound room. You can choose if you want to see it. I chose to see it. I also chose to have pictures printed off. I don't know. I do kind of regret doing that because it is very hard.
Okay, so she explains she looked at what was going on. She knows what she saw. She knows that, I mean, even though she's highly medicated, she knows what she's looked at. And that's why she explains that she's uncomfortable with explaining it to you. Because she knows what she saw.
To look at the ultrasound picture. But I'm a very sentimental person. And I believe that everything I go through in life is my own journey, sad or good. And so that's what I decided to do. You don't have to do that. So after the ultrasound, you go back and you sit in the waiting room again with the girls. It's just the girls. Everyone else is in the other waiting room waiting for you to come out.
Okay, so we'll jump ahead here again. So she breaks it down. She explains the whole experience, and you can watch the whole video if you want, but we'll just kind of hit the highlights here. And go.
Within 5 seconds, your world is pretty, I don't know. I remember looking up at the ceiling, and they had tiles, kind of like what my room has here. And I was looking at those, and everything was just swirling.
Okay, that was weird.
And
all right, so I just noticed this in the video. This area right here, I don't know if this wall was originally this color, yellow, and then they just painted a white spot, or if there was a piece of furniture right here and they painted yellow around it, whatever. That's just kind of bugging me. But I do like her Buddha that's sitting over here.
All I could feel was maybe a little bit of pressure. The whole procedure lasted about 5 or 10 minutes. It wasn't actually, I think it was less than that. It must have been like 4 or 5 minutes. Um, I don't remember feeling, a lot of pain or anything. Just like I said, it was that little bit of pressure at one point. And then, she tells you you're finished. And
So she goes on to break down that experience. So let's skip ahead here. And she'll sort of get to wrapping it up.
Not too heavy. There's a lot of clots and stuff. It's not pretty, but it wasn't too bad. The emotional aspect of it is hard sometimes. There are some days that I really wonder. And it's especially hard for me because two of my closest friends, actually, we all found out we were pregnant in the same week, and they have decided to continue on with their pregnancy.
So again, she understands the weight of what's happened here. She knows that the procedures she's had, there is not a human on the face of the earth because of what's happening here. So it's not an easy decision to make. She knows it. She's watching her friends have the experience of actually carrying a baby to term and becoming a parent.
And I aborted mine, and they're 17 and 20 weeks right now, and getting little bellies, and my friend just found out the gender of her baby, and
see, that look on her face explains what I'm trying to explain. This is not an easy decision to make. It's not a game. It's not a march. Let's go out and celebrate that we're having abortions. Yay! That's not what it is, and anybody that believes that is a complete idiot. They claim to be on the side of morality or whatever, but is it really that moral? Let's let her finish up here, and then I'll wrap it up.
In that aspect, it is hard because some days I wish I was pregnant, and I wish, I wonder what my belly would look like, and, would I be having a boy or girl, and, what would my life be like right now? But then I look back on it, and I realize that, I spent the entire summer in
So
Europe,
she
and
has reasons to justify making her decision, and that's cool. But what I want to get after is the whole idea behind this thing, and I don't. Let me make it clear. When I was young, I met somebody that I was taught a lot about this at a pretty young age, and I was one of those people outside of an abortion clinic, protesting. I went to pro-life rallies and everything, and so my views on what abortion is hasn't really changed, although my approach to how legally we should handle it has. And I am sure, I know for a fact through science, through watching these videos, that having an abortion, you are stomping out a human life. Human life is like a chain reaction, and that fire, just like a fire, the chain reaction starts at the moment of conception. So anytime after that, you stomp it out, a human doesn't exist. That being said, I believe that you have a right to stomp out that baby if you want. I don't like it. Morally, I think it's wrong, but I think that politically, legally, you should have the right to do it. Now you should also not expect me to pay for it. I don't carry that belief. You want to extinguish a human life? I don't think that I should have to pay for you to do so. The same way that I don't expect you to pay for me to choose the opposite way and raise a child. That's just where I'm at on it. And so anybody that seems to think that abortion is this big game and we should celebrate it and it's a woman's right and to choose it's not a game though. It's not a game. This is a real thing that's happening, and everybody that I know that has had an abortion feels that way. They understand that it's a heavy thing to do. It's not an easy decision to make. Anybody that thinks so is morally dishonest. Just that way. I believe that way. That's how I feel about it, and I draw a hard line on it. So there are people that I know that are closer to me that will probably really disagree with what I just said. But the libertarian in me just says you're allowed to do it, even though I don't believe in it. But that's pretty much where I'm at on it, and I hope that that's gonna sort of put more of a view on the whole abortion thing. So let's try to be more sane about how we approach this subject, because it is not an easy subject to tackle, no matter what you believe. So just hopefully you'll take that along with you, and until next time, Thundercat out.
Well, I'm stuck in my own damn mind. I can't seem to find a way out. Every thought